last class we have discussed about that larynx. Today we will discuss about that trachea. Trachea is a long hollow tube. It is passes through the neck and enter into the chest cavity. Yes. Suppose if you can place your fingers over on your throat, then you can swallow at once. One spiral pipe is moves up and down. That is called as a trachea. Yes. Look here. This trachea is look like a one spiral pipe, usually which is connected at your houses also to the wash basin like that. Okay. This trachea, it is also internally lined by the mucous membrane. Trachea is also covered by the mucous membrane. It is also producing the viscous substances called mucus. This mucous substance is preventing the entry of dust particles into the respiratory tract. Yes. This trachea is not collapsing because it is supported by the C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Yes, C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Yes. It is also important question. How trachea is prevented from closing and collapsing? By supported by the C-shaped cartilaginous rings. And there are about 15 to 20 cartilaginous rings are present. What is the number of the cartilaginous rings which are supporting the trachea? 15 to 20. Yes, I repeat this. Trachea is a long hollow tube. It is passes through the neck and enter into the chest cavity. In the chest cavity divided into two branches. This trachea is also known as a windpipe. The common name of trachea is a windpipe. It is supported by the C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Trachea is supported by the C-shaped cartilaginous rings. There are about 15 to 20 cartilaginous rings are present. These cartilaginous rings are preventing the trachea from closing and collapsing. Yes. Next about bronchi. Yes. Bronchus. In the chest cavity, trachea is divided into two branches called bronchi. Yes. Right bronchus and left bronchus. Right bronchus and left bronchus. Yes. Look over here. Each bronchus is divided into small branches. Yes. Look over here. Suppose this is the trachea. Dividing as two branches. Bronchi. Each bronchus again dividing into small branches. These are called bronchioles. Yes, bronchioles. Yes. These are called bronchioles. So these bronchioles are extending as a small sac-like structures. These are called these small branch-like structures or sac-like structures are called alveoli. Yes. So, bronchioles are extending as alveoli. Yes. You know, in the human lung about 60 crores of alveoli are present. What is the number of alveoli are present? 60 crores are present. That's why alveoli are considered as structural units of lungs. Yes. So now we will discuss about this lungs. Yes, look here. There are about two lungs in the human body where they are present. Lungs are present in the middle of the chest cavity. Look here, this is the diaphragm. Below the diaphragm is the abdominal cavity. Above the diaphragm is a chest cavity. So lungs are present in the middle of the chest cavity on either side of the heart. This is the heart. Yes. On either side of heart. Yes. Heart is present in between the lungs. Yes, you will observe these lungs. The size of these lungs are different. The size of the lungs are different. Look here. Right lung is larger than left lung because right lung has the three lobes. So look here. One. This is the one lobe. 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 lobes in the right lung. Left lung has only 2 lobes. Left lung has only 2 lobes. That's why right lung is larger than left lung. Right lung is larger than left lung. Yes, look here. These lungs are slate in color. Yes. What is the color of lungs? Lungs are slate in color. Slate in color. Yes. So, these lungs are covered by the two-layered membrane. Lungs are covered by the two-layered membrane. This is called as a pleura. Yes. What is a pleura? The two-layered membrane that is covering the lungs is called a pleura. The two-layered membrane that is covering the lungs is called as a pleura. Between these two membranes, there is a space that is filled with the fluid is called as a pleural fluid. Yes, pleural fluid. Pleural fluid. Yes. This pleura and pleural fluids are protecting the lungs. Yes. Still, what are the other structures are protecting the lungs? Lungs are protected all sides by like this rib cage. All sides by rib cage and back by the vertebral column, and it is also protected by the pleura and pleural fluid. Lungs are protected by how lungs are protected? Lungs are protected all sides by rib cage and back by the vertebral column, and the lungs also protected by the pleura and pleural fluid. Yes, these lungs are made up of spongy tissue. Yes, lungs are made up of spongy tissue. Yes, lungs are present on either side of the heart in the middle of the chest cavity. Right lung is larger than left lung. Inside the lungs, several smaller chambers are present. They are called alveoli. Yes, what are alveoli? Lungs are made up of several small chambers. Tiny chambers are called alveoli or air sacs. Alveoli also known as air sacs. Alveoli or air sacs. So there are about 60 crores of alveoli are present in the human lungs. These alveoli are considered as structural and functional units of lungs. Yes. Alveoli are called structural units of lungs. Why? Lungs are made up of alveoli. That's why alveoli are considered as a structural units of lungs. In lungs, gases exchange takes place in the alveoli. That's why alveoli are considered as a functional units of lungs. So look here, if you take the single alveolus. So this is the bronchiole alveolus. Alveolus. Yes. It is made up of a single row of the cells. Yes. Each alveolus is covered by the one blood capillary, like this blood capillary. Yes. Each alveolus is covered by one blood capillary, like this. Yes. This is the blood capillary. This blood capillary also made up of a single row of the cells. Look here. This is the alveolus. Yes. Whenever air is enter into the alveolus, oxygen present in the alveolus is diffuses. This is the blood capillary. Yes, blood capillary. Oxygen is diffuses into the blood present in the blood capillary. At the same time, what is the carbon dioxide present in the blood capillary of blood is diffuses into the alveolus. Yes, air from alveolus to oxygen diffuses into the blood capillary. At the same time, what is the carbon dioxide present in the blood capillaries diffuses into the alveolus. In this way, gases exchanges takes place in the alveolus. That's why alveoli are considered as functional units of lungs. Alveoli are the structural and functional units of lungs. Yes. How can you say that alveoli are considered as structural and functional units? Lungs are made up of alveoli. So alveoli are called structural units of lungs. Yes, in lungs gases exchanges takes place in the alveoli. That's why alveoli are considered as functional units of lungs. Yes, you know what is the number of alveoli are present? 60 crores of alveoli are present in the human lungs. They occupy more space. You know, if we can taking out all this alveoli from the lungs, which are spreading on the floor, they can cover about 160 square meters. Yes, it is equal to tennis court. Yes, if we can spreading this alveoli onto the floor, they can cover about 160 square meters. So that's why alveoli only plays the important role to increase the volume of these lungs. Yes, these alveoli are made up of spongy tissue. That's why these lungs have the capacity to producing the contractions and the expansions. During the inspiration, volume of the lungs are increases, means lungs are expanded. During the expiration or exhalation, lungs are contracted, volume of this lungs are decreases. So, in this way, lungs are helps in the respiration. Generally, lungs have the normal capacity about 500 ml. At each normal breathing, we can take about the 500 ml of air. Yes. But our lungs have the maximum capacity is about 5,800 ml. Yes. And the normal breathing, we can taking about the 500 ml of air. But the maximum capacity of lungs is about 5,800 ml. Yes. If we can use the normal capacity also, taking 500 ml of air also, we are exhaling about 380 ml. Still 120 ml of air remains inside the lungs only. If we can using the maximum capacity, taking 5,800 ml of air, in which 3,800 ml of air is exhaled, still 1,200 ml of air remains inside our lungs only. Yes. Now we will discuss about the mechanism of respiration. In the mechanism of respiration, two stages are there. What are the two stages in the mechanism of respiration and the human respiration? One is the inspiration. Yes. Second one is the expiration. Inspiration and expiration. Yes. What is the inspiration? Taking in of air from surroundings into respiratory organs is called a inspiration. The process of taking in of air from surroundings to respiratory organs is called as a inspiration. And leaving out air from the respiratory organs to surroundings is called as a expiration or exhalation. How this inspiration is takes place? At the beginning of this inspiration, the volume of the chest cavity is increases. At the same time, volume of lungs also increases. Then the pressure present inside the lungs is decreases than the surroundings. That's why air flows from the lower pressure to higher pressure, from surroundings to respiratory organs. So how or when air is entering to the lungs, whenever volume of the chest cavity is increases, then volume of lungs also increases. At that time, air present in the surroundings is rises into the lungs. During the expiration or exhalation, the air present in the lungs is rising out surroundings. How it is air is raised from lungs to surroundings? The volume of the chest cavity is decreases. At the same time, volume of lungs is decreases. Then only pressure inside the lungs is increases than the surrounding air. Then the air is rises out from the respiratory organs to surroundings. That's why respiratory movements are important to taking the air into lungs or leaving out air. So there is a need to increase the volume of the chest cavity and decrease the volume of the chest cavity. To altering this volume of the chest cavity, either increases or decrease the volume of the chest cavity. That is important for the inspiration and expiration. Yes. So to increase the volume of the chest cavity or decrease the volume of the chest cavity, two structures are plays the important role. Yes. What are the two structures that helps to increase the volume of the chest cavity? One is the rib cage. Yes. Rib cage. And the second one is the diaphragm. Yes. Diaphragm. Yes. Look here. These are the ribs. Yes. Ribs. Rib cage. And this one is the diaphragm. Diaphragm. And the rib cage. Yes. Again, this rib cage is made up of two components. They are intercostal muscles. Intercostal muscles. Intercostal muscles. And the second one is the ribs. Intercostal muscles. I think you might have observed in the mutton center also. The ribs of either goat or sheep, whatever animal. These ribs are connected by the muscles. These muscles are called intercostal muscles. So, rib cage is made up of ribs and intercostal muscles and diaphragm. So, rib cage and diaphragm, these two are the structures that helps to increase the volume of the chest cavity in the human being. Means either increases or decreases, altering the volume of this chest cavity. Rib cage and diaphragm are plays the important role to altering the volume of the chest cavity, either increases or decreases. Okay, remaining process we will discuss in the next class.